I'm your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon. I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all. Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam to all the viewers.
Nithyanandam.
It's so wonderful to see all of you here tuning in now. And today we are going to be entering into learning about solution for feeling stuck. We are going to be learning about how Navagrahas can help in our lives situations. You might have heard so many times that so many Hindus go to Navagraha temples and we do rituals. There are special pujas performed. People do vrata. Lot of such things. People fast. And all these are because the planetary positions directly impact our lives. We are going to learn about how does that actually happen today and how can that be made as a solution itself for us. So before we enter into that segment, first let's learn a brief introduction about who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, the reviver of KAILASA, an ancient, macrocosmic, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, the first nation for Hindus.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. He is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kanchi Kailasa Sarvagnya Peetham, the Tondai Mandala Adhinam.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also ordained as the Mahamandaleshwar, the supreme spiritual head of Mahanirvani Akhada, the largest apex monastic order for Hindus. He is the present 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, the Pontiff of Kailasonata Shyamala Peetha Sarvagnya Peetham.
He is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapuram Adhinam. You all can see the pictures of the Adhinam, and he is also the incumbent emperor of Surya Vamsha Surangi Samrajyam. This is the very lineage, Surya Vamsha is the lineage which had Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, Harishchandra, Ikshwaku, Bhagiratha, and a lot of great such kings. And today Swamiji is the incumbent emperor, and he was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 1,500 books and 10,000 articles, published in 267 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered and worshipped as the avatar, the incarnation of Paramashiva, the supreme godhead of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and as a spiritual guru by more than 66.4 million followers around the world, and is revered as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by the 2 billion Hindus around the world.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given us courses for more than 15,000 hours, is enriched over 1 billion lives digitally. He is respected as the commentator of all the sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, Jain Sutras, etc. And the best news is all these books of Swamiji with the commentary of Swamiji are all available for free. And he is honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader. And we can even see here in one of the very popular and one of the most old books, and a very popular book, which is the Mind Body Spirit magazine, recognized Swamiji as one of the most spiritually influential living people in the top 100.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of largest Hindu university, KAILASA's Nithyananda Hindu University in the world, with satellite campuses in over 150 countries, with 22 universities, 186 extended campuses, 242 Nithyananda Gurukuls, and more. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the largest Hindu library, KAILASA's Nithyananda Jnanalaya, with over 1 million plus books, 1 million plus palm leaf scriptures, 5 million plus catalog, 50,000 plus manuscripts, and over 20 million digital books. All of this is available and accessible to all of you at KAILASA's nithyanandajnanalaya.org. So you can just go there and you can check it out. You can check out the website, you can download books and access all the books which are available online. And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of thousands of KAILASA, the Enlightenment ecosystem across the globe, and we have almost in every continent. And of course, he's also the founder and reviver of the over 100 Sarvagnya Peetams. He's a reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudras, Rudrakanyas, Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, and Sannyasis. And today we are going to be learning a very profound revelation that Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has revealed about Navagrahas. Actually, when we say the word Navagrahas, usually we think, okay, it's the planet as a planet physically. And Swamiji so beautifully has told, like, I'm just going to share one, like a thing that really was amazing thing for me, because when I always understood Navagrahas to be the physical planet, but Swamiji said so beautifully how there is a force that the planet has on us, and there is an influence that we have on the planet. It's like any two bodies have gravity over each other, but the one that has more gravity on the other, it gravitates that object to it, right? So like that, the planet has a certain influence on us and we have certain influence on the planet, but the influence of the planet to us is more. So the intersection point between where the planet's influence is on us versus our influences on the planet, where it intersects, that is the graha. When Swamiji shared this, I was like, oh my god, it's something, it's just too profound. And that is why, like, every planetary position, there are so many different planets in the moon, like the Navagrahas, the 9 planets, and the moon has its own effect on us, and the position of stars has certain effect on us. All of these, wherever it intersects, that intersection point is where the actual influence is. Like when we say the star is moving, it's that point where the influence is happening for us, that moving. That's why the grahas move for some people and not for some people. It moves in a different direction for some people and in a different direction for the others. So it is based on that intersection point. This itself is so amazing. Just imagine what other more very amazing things we are having in line now. And also there are a lot more. Many of us might have so many questions about talking about grahas, its impact. Is it scientific? Is it a belief, myth, whatnot? We are going to get answer to all these questions very shortly. And stay tuned with us, dear viewers. We'll be coming back to you all after a very quick break to enter into the subject that all of us are waiting for, to also experientially see and experience the power manifestation. So stay tuned with us. We'll be coming back to you all right after a quick break.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you where. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater sign life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. I am your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon. I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all. Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside.
Nithyanandam, welcome back, dear viewers. And now we are going to be entering into a very interesting segment. We are going to be learning about the extraordinary powers of Paramashiva.
In the Vedas and Agamas, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail about how each and every human being is embedded, hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis. Each and every human being, including you and me, are empowered to be able to manifest, hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus supernatural extraordinary Shaktis. And in this segment, we are going to be seeing what are these Shaktis, how do we manifest them. So in the Vedas and Agamas, which is the source scriptures of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail. Paramashiva is the supreme godhead of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. He says that Shaktis, the powers, are a system, a method and a science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to the various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are divine, and you need to manifest the divine, not that you're human and you need to reach the divine.
Actually, that forms the fundamental difference between what Shaktis are and what Siddhis are. Shaktis expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of the feeling connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru. And these Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. On the other hand, Siddhis are the powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. So when you are doing your own tapas, out of that, as a side effect, in the path of enlightenment, what manifests to you are Siddhis. And these Siddhis are not permanent, whereas the Shaktis are of Paramashiva are permanent. They manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after an initiation from the avatar. And with Siddhis, they may divert you from enlightenment. So here, whatever we are manifesting are Shaktis of Paramashiva. Now, who is Paramashiva, the source of these Shaktis?
Paramashiva is a primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, beyond time, space, form, and causality, as a fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence. He performs the Panchakritya, the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, grace, liberating grace for all living entities.
Now, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Maha Sannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, whom we lovingly refer to as Swamiji, is the 1008 living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of KAILASA, the first nation for Hindus, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma, has been the cradle for enlightened beings, avatars, and for these highly advanced sciences. It was where the science of enlightenment and the powers was lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time in the modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking, never accomplished before level. Paramashiva himself has come down in the physical form and walking amongst us as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
So since time immemorial, these ageless science of Shaktis have been passed down through what is called the Guru Shishya Parampara, also known as the master-disciple lineage. And even the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as avatar of Paramashiva was birthed as a result of the penance of so many adepts, enlightened beings, avatars, Siddha Purushas, Siddhas, Rishis, Munis, Brahma Yogis, and Sadhus, Sannyasis, and so many more. All of these people birthed Paramashiva as a result of their penance. And Swamiji was birthed in various disciplines such as Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga, Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, Science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana, and Paramashiva Vijnana.
So now, how do we awaken these Shaktis in us? It is through the process of initiation, Diksha.
Diksha is where an avatar transmits his own experience into you, maps the jnana, the ultimate truth, into your consciousness, your prajna, and he gives it to you as your experience, makes you flower from within, as enabling you to experience the divine and the Shaktis in us. Now, each and every one of you that are watching this, just by watching Swamiji receiving his initiation, you too can awaken these powers in you. Each of these powers are authenticated through 4 aspects of pramanas or evidences. The first being Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference. The next being Apta Pramana, the references from the life of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism who time test these sciences through their own experiences and record them in the history, in the scriptures. The next is Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana is where Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as it washes his experiences through these sciences, through the Shastra and Apta Pramana, and then manifests as his own experience, showing to us how it is possible up until this day. And next is Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana is researchers, scientific evidences, and all the studies conducted on these sciences, this power, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and that is also made available. That is the next aspect of authentication that happens. And finally, after all this is done, it is given to you as an experience as Pratyaksha Pramana.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment.
A look, a word, a touch. Power of initiation. Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarvasamapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi diksha vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini. our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda.
Yes. Welcome back, dear viewers. Now, what we just saw is the way how you can also receive this initiation directly from the avatar, the Diksha. So this is what, like, where the powers are transmitted to you, and you would be able to receive these powers. Understand, every ultimate truth, the jnana mapped into your consciousness, prajna, manifests as possibility and power of every being.
And we just went through and saw these pramanas. Now let us understand and let us see one of these powers which is blessed and initiated by Swamiji, which all of you right now who are watching us can experience as well. So now we are going to be, all of us are going to be watching the power of body scanning. So the body scanning is a power where we can diagnose and scan and identify any issues or illnesses that you have in your body. All the viewers that are watching us right now, if you want to experience it, if you want to experientially see what it feels like to manifest these powers, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section on YouTube. Please take a few minutes and you all can go ahead and leave your comment in the comment section in YouTube, and we will be manifesting the power of body scanning live with all of you. So now let us see the pramanas, the four aspects of evidence for the power of body scanning. The first is Shastra Pramana.
So now we are going to be chanting the Shastra Pramana for the power of body scanning. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshma tarani cha tattvani yani nilayam Dhyatvante vyajyate para.
Cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, the Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consists of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens.
The next pramana for this is the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana is a beautiful story from the life of Agastya and the Siddha named Terayar. Terayar was a prominent disciple of Agastya. Agastya was one of the great rishis, part of the Sapta rishis. So one day a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache was a small type of a toad or frog called Tere was in the person's brain. So this was what, without any X-ray, without anything else, Agastya just using this power of body scanning was able to scan and tell. And of course, he tells his disciple Terayar to perform an open head surgery. Just understand, this is thousands of years before, when there was no this so-called modern technology at that time. So the disciple performs an open head surgery and removes the frog, and then puts the head back together and cured the headache. And this is why his name became Terayar. This is a very beautiful reference for us to understand how the power of body scanning was manifested in those days and showing how the science, the Shakti that we are learning, is not anything new but a time tested science revived with Supreme Pontific Hinduism.
Next is the Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana. And the Atma Pramana here is a very beautiful happening in the life of the avatar. Once when Swamiji had fallen off the earth, Swamiji had absolutely no pain. Swamiji had type 1 open fracture, one of the most painful fracture. And Swamiji had absolutely no pain. Swamiji did not take any kind of action. The disciples around the first Swamiji had was to just get into that and Swamiji was fine. So now Swamiji has revived this same time, not having pain, but Swamiji had scanned his own body, identified what was happening there, and Swamiji was able to tell that to the disciples and the doctors. The whole medical field, the whole field of doctors is shocked and awe. So now we are going to be witnessing this power of body scanning live.
So anybody that wants to have your body scanned, please take a moment and go and comment in the YouTube comment section. You could post a comment saying you're requesting for a body scan, and we would be able to scan your body and share with you whatever is being revealed. Just take a moment now, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section.
Anybody that wants to experience body scanning for the first time, or you've never seen, you've never heard of it, you're just getting on the experience, this is just the right opportunity for you to go. And you can request for a body scanning. We will connect with you and we can scan and share it with you to be able to verify for us. So anybody who wants to have body scanning, please go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section to YouTube.
Actually, this power of body scanning is where just by sitting wherever we are sitting, we would be able to connect with you strongly through our third eye, meaning we are just connecting with you through the power of the third eye, and we would be able to see what is happening in your body, diagnose and tell. Nothing else would be happening. The power of third eye is just through the power of third eye. We will be able to see any illnesses, diseases, and sometimes even the emotions that are disturbing you. Many things we would be able to diagnose and tell, and this is just a spiritual technique. It's a spiritual process, and it is no way any medical diagnosis. And we, of course, we do recommend that you go and visit a physician and get yourself checked up over there and get his recommendation and do it.
And anyone who wants to info, and we will be right back after a very short break. And anyone who wants something who wants body scanning, can post it in the comment section and we'll be scanning you live. We'll be right back.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence, DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have, you will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. I am your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon. I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all. Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth.
After this very brief break, now as we are all continuing the program, anyone who wants body scanning can go ahead and come in. But as we're all now, we'll all be continuing into this next segment of our program, where we are going to be understanding and seeing about Navagrahas, what are these and how they can be a solution for us to feel stuck. Now, during the whole COVID pandemic, it is not that the pandemic is completely over, but to a certain extent, people, countries, and the society is starting to recover from the effects of COVID or the pandemic in itself. But the pandemic per se is not over. It is not done. It still, people are facing its after effects. Still, people are battling it, and the huge crisis it has caused. This whole pandemic put the entire humanity into a status quo. People were stuck. People were not clear. People were stuck. There was, whether it was job losses, whether it was economy losses, there were so many things. Now, Devi Parashakti revealed a very beautiful revelation about how Navagrahas can be a solution for the people who are struggling and feeling stuck. Now, we are going to be watching about that and learning how precisely as Devi revealed, how that was the exact thing that was manifested and what was the solution. So let us first understand who is Devi Parashakti.
This is a very beautiful shloka on Devi, the Dhyana shloka from Devi Suktam. Om aham rutre bhairvasubhischara Yahama aditteruta vishvadevaihi aham mitra varuno bhabivarmyaham nindragni aham ashvino bha. I move with the Rudras and also with the Vasus. I wander with the Adityas and the Vishwadevas. I hold aloft both Mitra and Varuna, and also Indra and Agni and the twin Ashwinis. Aham Soma Mahanasam Bibharmyaham Tvashta Aramuta Pushanam Bhagam Aham dadami dravinam havishmate subhyavhe yajamanaya sunvate.
Devi says, I uphold and cherish the Soma, the exuberant plant that is pressed out for the delight of the gods. I am the supporter of the divine sculptor and the craftsman, Twashtar, and of Bhaga and Pushan too. I am the giver of the fruits of sacrifices and grant the wealth of oblation to the mindful institutor of the sacrifice and to the performer of the Soma sacrifice. And she tells, I am the ruling queen, the authority and amasser of treasures, full of wisdom, first of those who are worthy of worship through yajna and sacrifice. It is me, the Devas, have installed in many places, in many directions, with many homes for me to enter and abide in. And the verse says beautifully, it is by my power and through me alone that one eats, sees, breathes, and hears the spoken word. He is not aware of me, yet he dwells in me alone. Devi declares beautifully, it is by my power and through me alone that one eats, sees, breathes, and hears the spoken word. He is not aware of me, yet he sees everything and perceives. And Devi says, listen with concentration, oh, those who can hear, for I tell you what is trustworthy. Hear one and all the truth as I declare it. Devi is beautifully described
her cosmic womb that all of us come from, where which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. Source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is a source, the source Shakti, source energy, source power, in which all of us came, in which all of us are even now, in which all of us are going to merge. Devi is described by Paramashiva in the Kamikagama and expanded by a great saint called Tirumular as Bhuvanai Brahmanda Yoni. Bhuvanai means the goddess of the whole universe is called Bhuvanai, Bhuvaneshwari. She is called as Bhuvanai, and her Brahmanda Yoni, the cosmic womb from which all of us come out, in which all of us will go back. So this represents that whole energy.
Devi, the ultimate pure feminine consciousness, Parashakti, is the cosmic mother. It is in her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She is a source where Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is a source Shakti, source energy, source power, from which all of us came in, which all of us are in even now, in which all of us are going to merge. All great things can only start with mother. Only with mother, and it's an energy of Adi Shakti. In Paramashiva tells it as Brahmanda Yoni, the cosmic womb in the Kamikagama.
Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting to the embodied form as an Nijavatar of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all our questions, attending to our prayers, giving us boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself.
Now, let us listen to what Parashakti has revealed about Navagrahas. We will listen to her revelation in Tamil, in ancient language called Prakritam, and then we will also have the words mapped into English. We will be listening to the translation.
So before we see the video, let us all just take a moment to prepare to receive the Parashakti. Swamiji says, literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. Keep 2 betel leaves, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and take a coin, just any one coin. It can be as small as, like, just if you're in the US, just $1 or 1 cent, and anything if you're in India, just even 1 paise, the lowest value also. Just take 1 coin and keep it. This is considered as traditional dakshina in Hindu tradition. Because Swamiji says so beautifully, I am not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will only add up to $1. Because this, as a traditional thing, has a beautiful value. And offer that to Devi. After the darshan is over, do namaskar, eat the banana, eat the betel leaf and the betel nut. Take it as prasadam immediately. Collect those coins and send it to LA Temple, the temple in Los Angeles. If you are in India, I think you could even courier it to Adi Kailash. So this betel leaf, betel nut, it may look too small, but in few days you will see how much it really adds to your sentiment that, yes, really, Devi Parashakti is there. You'll never take the Devi Darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior.
Now let us enter into the Akashic readings. We will now be listening to what Parashakti has revealed.
Paramashivoham
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
We apologize for the technical glitch. And yes, now as we were explaining to all of you, Parashakti has revealed in elaborate detail about how one can connect to the Navagrahas to complete and complete all the feeling of being stuck, whether it is unemployment, or whether it is struggles in business, job, so many things that people are trying to cope up with after pandemic. And this has put many people's lives at a standstill, at a juncture where they neither have job, they neither nor have a clear future, and financial instability. A lot of these is causing a lot of disturbance in people, and they're all experiencing like a feeling of like they're all stuck. And this has led to many people struggling, suicidal tendencies, and a lot more. And when one of the devotees had posed this question to Parashakti, she gave a very beautiful answer as to how connecting to Navagrahas, how this is independent of us, it is the impact of Navagrahas, and how connecting to Navagrahas can help us heal from it. So that is a video we are going to be playing for you all, and sorry for the technical glitch. And we will now be watching the video. Stay tuned with us, and we'll
Meditate on Navagrahas.
They will remove your feelings stuck. Listen, feeling stuck in the life is due to pralaya. Everyone all over the world is feeling stuck in the life. Meditate on Navagrahas. Connect with Navagrahas. Pray to Navagrahas. You will be free from the suffering of feeling stuck and insecurity. Om. Om. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Welcome back. So now we just heard directly from Devi the revelation. Very beautifully and very, very powerfully. Devi had revealed on the 23rd of August 2021.
Now let us see Devi's revelation being mapped into English. Devi reveals that people are feeling stuck, whether in health or wealth, career, life, relationship, spirituality, power manifestation, wherever you're feeling stuck, it is because pralaya. Pralaya gives you delusion, wrong direction, makes you feel stuck. Meditate, connect and pray to Navagrahas. You will be free from this suffering of feeling stuck and insecurity. Devi reveals This pralaya will make you feel your very room like a prison. The power of this pralaya will break your mind, crush your being to the extent that you will start feeling your very room like a prison. The only way to destroy this, connecting with the Navagrahas, meditating on the Navagrahas, and be connected to the Navagraha Nayaki Parameshwari. Take the Atma Linga, keep it on your Sahasrara Chakra, and meditate on the Navagrahas, who are the manifestation of Paramashakti, Parameshwari. Connect yourself with Navagrahas now. All grievances will leave. All the powers of Navagrahas will get manifested in the form of the sound of this Navagraha Sutra. Annai Parameshwari. Annai Parameshwari
Parashakti, Paramashakti, Navagraha Nayagi will manifest in all of you. For the great grace of Navagrahas to overflow in all of you, she will do good grace. I am bestowing with good grace, overflowing in Shiva Maya, Mother Parashakti, in the form of Navagrahas, overflowing as a great grace that does good to the world, doing good to all of you, destroying all bad. Mother, I am bestowing with great grace. As Sarvamangalamayi, as Sarvamangala Swarupini, clearing all the Graha doshas, entering your being in the form of Navagraha Sutta, doing good, all goodness, freeing all of you from Maya and the Pralaya. I am giving goodness. I am bestowing with Jnana Shakti. Navagraha Suktam Avadaraya. So let's see what Devi is saying, how it is so like we can very evidently see it manifesting it, how it came, like especially during the pandemic, the divorce rate just shot up high. There's decreased pregnancy, loss of jobs, suicidal rates increased, and unable to buy homes. Everything was in an unimaginable way. Like we can see an article from BBC where it says why the pandemic is causing spikes in breakups and divorces. They're saying how the divorce rates are increasing around the world, and relationship experts warn the pandemic induced breakup curve may not have peaked yet. And all these things are showing how everything we can see here. There's leading the British law firm Stewart's logged at 122 percentage. Listen carefully, this 122 percentage increase in inquiries about divorce between July and October compared to the same period last year. Spike in the search for online advice, 34% increase in sale of basic divorce agreement.
For other couples, the increase in mental health problems linked to the pandemic is playing a role in breakups. But relationship experts believe that even strong couples who weren't facing problems before the pandemic and avoided major shifts in household health or dynamics may also be susceptible to breakups. This is because the pandemic has taken away a well-established routines that offered comfort, stability, and a rhythm. And because pandemic has changed the lifestyle, brought in so many changes, people, Swamiji beautifully tells that people could not handle, like Devi revealed, even your room will feel like a prison for you because things will be stuck. And this is another explanation by a psychotherapist and spokesperson for the UK Council for Psychotherapy.
And languishing is the latest COVID buzzword as people feel stuck in the waning days of the pandemic. This is another article from People magazine. So we can see how it's like so clearly shown how much the mental health of people and especially feeling stuck is happening in the world.
And here we can see the article which has which is said, and we quote, languishing is a neglected middle child of mental health. The Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania professor and TED Talk host wrote, and quote, It's the void between depression and flourishing, the absence of well being. You don't have symptoms of mental illness, but you're not the picture of. Sorry. So we're going to be, so I'm going to be now quoting from the professor of Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, and who's also a TED Talk host. It's a void between depression and flourishing, the absence of well-being. You don't have symptoms of mental illness, but you're not the picture of mental health either. You're not functioning at full capacity. In another paper from 2003, Case said that languishing is more prevalent than major depressive disorder, and the suffering from it are, quote, devoid of positive emotion toward life and is not functioning well either psychologically or socially, both ways, and has not been depressed during the past year. In short, languishers are neither mentally ill nor are mentally healthy. Instead, they are stuck in a purgatory between the two and at risk of moving towards mentally ill. We can see here how the entire pandemic has set stage for people to be stuck. This is also not immediately after Devi revealed, actually these articles were published, how we can see the so many people, the common mass is feeling stuck. And pandemic has set a pattern of people in whichever aspect of life, in whichever facets of life that they are trying to establish. Somewhere they go and they come to a standstill, they get stuck. And also there are even the People's Magazine has also revealed, have also added about how there is major depressive disorders due to it, and they have also quoted many of the psychologists who tell that people are feeling stuck due to the pandemic. Now, one other aspect, so Devi revealed many aspects of it. She said, first, people will feel stuck, because of which lots of economic losses, lots of, she said there'll be lots of other cascading effects that people will be battling. Here we can see another important aspect where we have recorded fewest births in the past 35 years. This is a study by Brookings Institution think tank. It estimates around 300,000 fewer babies in the year 2021. And women are not deciding to have babies because of the pandemic. And that's bad for all of us. And in the US, they are facing a major decline in women giving birth to babies. And we are facing a huge setback in the number of people who want to go ahead, give birth, who want to, the whole collectively, women, many of them are afraid to give birth, and this has caused a major setback in the population, the amount of children that are birthed each year.
Despite spending more time at home due to the pandemic, still the US faced a baby bust and not a baby boom. It was a big news, and we are seeing that how continuously in everything, like the whole thing, as Devi kept revealing, it was perfectly manifesting the exact way how she was revealing. Devi Parashakti keeps reminding human civilization that the effect of COVID-19 just not stops with people losing life and its irreversible effect on health, but also its effect on the livelihood of people. This effect is felt on our economy, mental health of human being, and social structure tumbling down. And we can see even to this day, we're still not recovered from it. Maybe the news has reduced. I mean, when very recently, like just even a few days before, all the newspapers all over the US carried how the sudden spike of Omicron and COVID cases is, and again, there's another surge again. So it's not just that, even the pandemic and the cascading effects of the pandemic, still the world is reeling out of it. And already we are seeing how, apart from this, the war, everything is just putting people into a stuck scenario. People are losing their jobs, people are feeling more suicidal, people are, all of these are happening, putting humanity into such a suffocation and just pressurizing us either to break down or to have a breakthrough. So now amidst this, there's an amazing revelation of solution to meditate on by the Parashakti.
Now let us see step by step. Now we saw first when Devi revealed that during this pandemic, people are feeling stuck. We saw so many scientific studies which establishes how many people are feeling stuck and how people are all trying to battle the after effects of pandemic. But now let us see how meditating on the Navagrahas is a solution as revealed by Devi Parashakti. The first thing she said is pray to the Navagrahas. Let us see how this helps. There is a research published by Healthline on meditation, because Devi says meditate on Navagrahas. Meditation reduces stress, controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, enhances self awareness, lengthens the attention span, reduces age related memory loss, can generate kindness, can help fight addictions, improve sleep, helps control pain, can decrease blood pressure, and is accessible anywhere. And another study by the Cambridge University Press reiterates that the necessity of meditation during the times of crisis such as COVID-19. And it was published by various leading research institutions of how important it is more than before for people to spend time meditating and doing spiritual practices, because that will help them recollect themselves, that will help them strengthen themselves to have hopes to create a better future.
And there are also many researchers like this saying how prayer and spirituality helps protects emotional health. Here's a research that was published by Everyday Health in December 7, 2015. How the spirituality and prayer offer a big sense of purpose, how they provide social support, they lift the spirit, help you cope up with difficulties. And it also found there's a report that was published in September 2015 in Health Psychology, which found that when researchers followed 191 people with congestive heart failure for 5 years, they found that those who reported feeling spiritual peace and who also made some healthy lifestyle changes were significantly more healthy and lived longer.
Now, this effect of meditation, not just in human beings, even enlightened masters and avatars have a huge impact. Now, let us watch what happened when scientists studied Swamiji's brain and the impacts of meditation had how Swamiji demonstrated it to the humanity.
So now we're going to be watching this video.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that. Because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They're replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into this one. 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was, Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was, I've never seen that before in my life, so the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a neuroreceptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure chemical. You eat, the same thing is with visual pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. If you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could, at will, go in and out of those states. Those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya Spiritual Healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book mystic phenomena, scientific data.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
I love this video a lot because the way, like scientifically, we are able to see who Swamiji is just too amazing. I mean, just a glimpse of one teeny tiny bit of how Swamiji is manifesting through this form and how scientifically quantifiable this is. So that is something like really amazes me. So now let's continue further in the slides.
Each of these findings, as we are continuing with the further slides,
Nithyananda
each of these
participates
findings
and encourages scientific researchers to
We apologize for this technical glitch.
each of these findings leads us into something phenomenal, like what he was sharing. Actually, all of you, please do take time. You have to take time to go ahead and see these phenomenal findings which are made available for the people, where we can see and understand the
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand? Nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearning, Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do every day puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Every day puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up the deities, jewel them, spend time with them, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand? You do not know the power of Archavatara. God landing in physical deity form. Never underestimate the power of Archavatara. The Archavatara is equivalent to living avatara. What living avatar can do to you, an Archavatara can do. Atma Linga I am giving to all of you is literally living Archavatara. It's a piece of God. Literally.
Directly from Swamiji, what are the benefits of Nitya Puja? And understanding deeply about, we also understood how the meditation helps, how puja helps, how all these add up in the way how we'll live, improving the very quality of our life. This is why Devi Parashakti had told why it's so important to be continuously in that pray, one, prayerful mood, and second, also for us to worship. So now let's continue. We are going to be continuing and seeing how
We are now going to be seeing how planets and its planetary positions affect human beings. Its science reveals that planets affect the electromagnetic waves, and it is scientifically proven. And brain waves are also a form of electromagnetic wave, and hence that is also affected with the change of position in planet. There's a very
actually it's a
detailed
very very powerful thing where we even understand that brain waves form electromagnetic waves. When I was watching a documentary about, I think it was where it was, they're talking about the mind and how the mind has power. They were saying why cell phones are bad, and I was wondering, like, I know a few things where they say the waves affect you, etc. But when I first saw how the mind, like how Wi-Fi signals interfere with each other, though the frequency at which the mind waves are, it is beyond the spectrum of which the human beings can perceive. But that the mind had, I mean, the brain has very powerful waves, and these waves can affect, and these waves are influenced by the planets. So that was something like very interesting, like to even understand. There's a scientific evidence of how the human beings are affected by the planets. In March 1951, an American radio engineer, John Nelson, discovered that there was a degradation in propagation of radio waves with respect to different position of planets and at different angles. Now, what has radio waves to do with humans? Well, radio waves, as we know, is a form of electromagnetic waves. Now, even human beings, our brains emit these electromagnetic waves, which are better known as the brain waves, the EEG, the electroencephalogram shows it very clearly. Now, both radio waves and brain waves are form of electromagnetic waves. Here, brain waves are weaker form of the EM waves, the electromagnetic waves, which are very hard to measure, unlike the radio waves. Please listen to this very carefully, whether for yours or your children or your parents, anybody, everybody has the brain waves. The brain by itself has those waves. Because the waves are weaker than the radio waves, you are not able to perceive it. But brain has waves. It does not interfere with other waves like the Wi-Fi or the radio waves because the frequency is very different. Now, if certain position of planets in space can cause disruption in propagation of radio waves, then it can also affect humans too. Dr. Percy Seymour, who's a British astrophysicist and astronomer, states that the revolving planets play a very important role in the development of fetus and in brain development of a human baby. And this has been very clearly observed even in many mental health institutions where they see how the people that are mentally affected, their aggression raises extremely high whenever the moon cycle changes. It is observed the magnetic field of Earth changes daily and seasonally. So these fluctuations in the geomagnetism have an effect on our brain. Thus, the geomagnetism plays a major role in the brain and body development for human fetus and has an effect on different organisms too. The revolving planets cause solar activity, which causes geomagnetism. So, therefore, solar activity is responsible for geomagnetism, which influences all biological organisms, including humans. So, it's observed that the solar activity is caused by the alignment of the planets, and thus the planets play a major role in how our brain and the body function. They play a major role how the brain and body develops in the fetus. The Earth's magnetic field changes regularly, thereby affecting the magnetic compounds in the cerebellum. And cerebellum is here in the brain. And in similar ways during the brain development, resulting in similar personality traits for those developing at similar times and in similar location on Earth. According to Dr. Harold Burr, professor of anatomy at Yale's Medical School, states that complex magnetic field not only establishes the patterns of human brain at birth, but also regulates and controls it throughout life. That's why we say in Hinduism how the planets, the Navagrahas, have a very strong influence over you, over your body, over your mind, over the way you function, over the way things happen for you in your life.
There's also a beautiful pramana on Navagrahas. Adityaya cha Somaya Mangalaya Budhaya cha Guru Shukra Sanibhyascha Rahave Ketave Namaha. There's a lot of references for Navagraha's impact on one's destiny and our life in the Puranas. Like about the Navagrahas and as well as their impact are found, the stories about them are found throughout our Puranas such as Ramayana and the Mahabharata, including the Brahmanda Purana, Matsya Purana, Shiva Purana, Linga Purana, Kurma Purana, Garuda Purana, the Vayu Purana, Bhavishya Purana, and lot more. While Maharshi Valmiki has given a detailed account of the planetary positions at the time of Rama's birth, Maharshi Vyasa has sketched out the astral landscape leading up to the start of the great Mahabharata war. These details have now proved extremely useful as we seek to ascertain possible dates for the key events of the Ramayana and Mahabharata. The references to planets and deities associated with them are also found in ancient Greek and Roman literatures with an astrology.
Puranic references, like how she was mentioning, there are various references to the power of these Navagrahas. So, one Puranic reference that we have is a story of Ravana and Shani Bhagavan. Shani Bhagavan represents the energy of Saturn, planet Saturn. So, Ramayana highlights the defeat of Ravana at the hands of Shani. Having brought the Navagrahas under his control, Ravana made them lie face down on the steps to his throne. Is actually a like when he gets the boon and he becomes he starts becoming Ravana Sura, to tell fully. Yes, if you're wondering, is this the same Ravana who got killed by Rama? Yes, this is the same Ravana. So Ravana Asura, he kidnapped I think he got all the grahas. He went and he took over the heaven, the Devaloka, and he got all the grahas under his control. And he made all of them face down on the steps to his throne. And there's a saying like how Shani Bhagavan will always have his eyes tied, because if his eye falls on somebody, their downfall would start. So Ravana had made them all face down, and he was climbing on them to go as the steps to go to his throne. And even Shani Bhagavan could not cast his spell on him as he was unable to face Ravana from this position. So that's when Rishi Narada Rishi comes to Ravana's rescue, and mocking he tells him, sorry, not Ravana's rescue. It was then Narada Rishi comes to Ravana and mockingly tells him that You don't have guts to face Navagrahas. That is why you have made all of them face down. Ravana's ego kicked in and his pride was pricked. And Ravana ordered all the Navagrahas to lie on their backs, therefore facing him. And that's when Shani Bhagavan was able to put his eyes on Ravana and therefore casting his spell and setting in motion the events that brought about his downfall, paving the way for the final battle with Rama.
There's another beautiful reference to the story which happens in Mahabharata. So once the war is about to start and Kauravas and Pandavas. So Mahabharata, if you know already, Mahabharata is, we know, of course, if you already know Mahabharata, and for those of you that don't know, Mahabharata is, like, if I have to put it in essence, it leads up to the big war where Kauravas, the evil 100, and their cousins, Pandavas, the 5 people, along with Krishna, the avatar of Mahavishnu, they fight a war to restore the righteousness. So what happens is Dronacharya, who is a guru, and asks Duryodhana. Duryodhana is, we can say, he's the antagonist type. So he's like the eldest of the 100 Kaurava princes. So Dronacharya asked Duryodhana to contact Sahadeva, who was the twin brother of Nakula and the youngest of the Pandavas. And he said Sahadeva was known for his dharma, like he will never give up, like he will never compromise the principles, values, or disrespect his profession as an astrologer for any reason. So Dronacharya tells Duryodhana, go and ask Sahadeva, what is the right time to start for the war? Duryodhana is surprised. He asks Gurudeva, how will I go and ask him? He is our enemy. We are going to fight with him. Why is he going to give us time? Then Dronacharya tells, no, Sahadeva, whatever comes, he will never compromise. He will never be non-integrated to his profession. He'll never be non-integrated to the dharma of what he is committed to do. So Duryodhana also knows very well about the greatness of Sahadeva. So he goes, and just then morning, Sahadeva will finish his puja, go take the dip in the river, and come out after bathing. And correctly morning, Duryodhana will go and meet him, and he'll say, we may be fighting against each other, but whatever said and done, your astrology, you're an exemplary in the field of astrology. So I want to ask you, what is the time to start the war? What time, if we start the war, we will win? And knowing this, all Arjuna, Yudhishthira, Bhima, all of them are shaking. He should not tell. But Sahadeva does not compromise on his integrity. He immediately sees astrology, because he's asking, he cannot deny. He sees astrology and he says, if you start, he gives the, as per, he's the man of dharma. So he would perform his duty by speaking the truth. So Sahadeva looked into the Panchanga, the almanac, and he said, he gave calculations and gave his predictions to Duryodhana. And he said that the following Amavasya, the new moon day, which fell 2 days later, was an auspicious time to perform Durga Puja and to commence the war. And he says, Duryodhana, if you start at that time, your victory is guaranteed. Duryodhana is overjoyed and he goes. But now, if the time he starts, they will win, means the adharma will win. So Arjuna, Yudhishthira, and Nakula, Bhima, all of them are like shocked. What has Sahadeva done? Like, they are going to lose. He's given the time and date for his own failure in the war. Immediately, Bhagavan Krishna, the avatar, Parandhama, he comes down to rescue. And Yudhishthira, the Pandavas knew somehow Krishna will find a way and he will come up with a brilliant solution. So they approach Bhagavan Krishna, and Krishna, along with the Pandavas, Krishna was already there waiting with a smile and twinkle in his eyes. And he said that he had already thought of something. And Bhagavan asked Yudhishthira and Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula not to reveal his plan to Sahadeva. So there were 2 days for new moon, and before that Krishna had to do something. So the next day, what Krishna does, the next morning, Bhagavan Krishna led all the Pandavas apart from Sahadeva to the riverside in order to perform Tarpanam. And these princes Yudhishthira, Nakulas, and Arjuna and Bhima were shocked. They're like, "What are you doing, Bhagavan? Tomorrow is the day. How can we perform Tarpanam now?" And Yudhishthira was surprised, but they all knew when Krishna is saying there's a reason, and they just Bhagavan Krishna also says just trust and follow the commands. So Krishna performs Tarpanam. Tarpanam is an oblation given to ancestors only during the new moon day. So Krishna performs Tarpanam, and all the Pandavas also perform Tarpanam. Seeing this, all the gods were perplexed, and Surya and Chandra, the sun and moon, were shocked. And immediately, because it is Krishna performing, both Surya and Chandra Bhagavan rush to Bhagavan Krishna and they ask him, "What is happening? You are performing Tarpanam." And then they ask Bhagavan Krishna, "Why all of you are performing Tarpanam? It is not yet Amavasya." Then Bhagavan Krishna, again with a twinkle in his eye, says that it wasn't Amavasya before Surya and Chandra Bhagavan appeared, but since the two appeared together with each other before him, they were together. Their conjunction was Amavasya. So Amavasya was declared and the war started that very day. So it started one day earlier. And Bhagavan Krishna, he just played the Leela and ensured that Sahadeva did not go against his dharma of being honest astrologers, and yet started the war at a time that was not auspicious for the Kauravas, that would not let them win.
Actually, that is even so. This Bodha in Amavasya happens one day earlier, and because Bhagwan's Leela. For Krishna, the whole cosmos readjusted its planetary position, and the day became Amavasya. Only an incarnation has that power over the cosmos because of the space of oneness they're established in. Arunagiri Yogeshwar has demonstrated it in the life of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where he was able to bring down the planets to teach astrology to him. Not only the Puranic reference, but even in the modern day, this has happened. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has demonstrated his power of oneness over the celestial body, like delaying the sun races, etc. So let's understand more deeply into what are these Navagrahas. We have been mentioning about Navagrahas. So what are these Navagrahas? Nava means 9. Graha means planets. So as per the Vedic astrology, there are 9 planets that influence our lives. The position of a planet at the time of human birth will have an influence on his actions and reactions to different situations in his life. Every life as it is has its ups and downs. When there is improper planetary alignment for an individual, it is called a dosha or a negative influence. Due to these, the Navagraha doshas, people fall into depression and certain low moods. This low period may last for some period based on their planetary position and how powerful it is. However, this can be averted with intelligence, connecting to the cosmic intelligence to avert any hindrances in life and to bestow tremendous peace and success in life is Navagraha Puja.
Actually, many times you might have noticed that as the moon grows during the Purnima, in the first half of the month, the waves in the ocean will rise and their aggression subsides as we approach the no moon day, the Amavasya. According to this Vedic science, these planets and their positions will have influence on the human body and mind. Every celestial body, moon, sun, Jupiter, Neptune, all the grahas, all the planets, planetary positions, everything will have an impact on the human physiology, human psychology, and planet Earth itself. Swamiji beautifully tells that every graha works for our enlightenment. They don't do anything inauspicious to us. They support you for your enlightenment. The Navagrahas are Surya, Chandra, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shukra, Shani, Rahu, and Ketu. These are the Navagrahas, the 9 grahas. They are the energies behind the planets.
Aditya, the sun, promotes strength and courage, health and prosperity, and relief from chronic diseases. And Suryanarayanar Kovil is a temple to worship. And next is Chandra. The moon is immensely beneficial for mental peace and charming personality. Excellent control over emotions and keep your inner space in coolness. And Kailasanadar temple in Tingalur. It's a temple to worship. Angaragan, Mars, was the protector of Dharma. He controls the muscular system of the body and circulatory system. The temple to worship him is in Vaidishwaran Kovil. And next is Buddha, Mercury. The planet relieves us from diseases related with nervous system and body functions and grants wisdom, commercial success and growth. The temple to worship is Shvetarayaneshwar. Shvetarayaneshwarar. And the next is Guru, Jupiter, the master of all grahas. Temple to worship is Apatsaheshwara Kovil, Alangudi. And next is Shukra, Venus. Venus symbolizes love, passion, and he's a giver of wealth, fortune, and luxurious living. If positioned well in one horoscope. The temple to worship is Agnishwar, Kanjanur. Next is Shani Bhagavan. He is very instrumental for reducing the intensity of hardship caused by adversities. Please listen to this. If you have a dosha, you might have it as causing a lot of trouble in your life. But actually, as Swamiji revealed, these navagrahas can actually help you for enlightenment. So Shani Bhagavan is very instrumental for reducing the intensity of the hardship caused by adversities. And the temple to worship him is Tirunallar temple. And next is Rahu, the demon's head. And when Rahu is affected, one faces several miseries and obstacles in the way of success. So Tirunageshwaram is the temple to worship. And next is Ketu, the representation of all the karmic collection, both good and bad, spirituality and supernatural influences. And the temple to worship is Kiraperumpalam. It's like the understanding that we have about the Navagrahas is way different from, it's like still we are at only the cerebral layer, like it's like the topmost layer, it's not gone.
Actually, Swamiji beautifully reveals about this. Swamiji says the moment the consciousness enters the body, the energy level of the cosmos at the time of birth gets printed in that consciousness. Swamiji says it's like a conscious blueprint. Your conscious blueprint is called your horoscope. So the moment the consciousness enters the body, the energy level of the cosmos at that time of birth gets printed in that consciousness. Your inner space gets a print of the cosmic energy level and the position of the 9 major energy centers in the solar system. The astrological planets are not only astronomical, they are energy. Swamiji says, see, the Navagrahas are not the 9 planets as we know. It's their energies. A particular energy of push and pull exists between them. And the different energy positions clearly decide the cosmic energy level during the time of the birth. And based on that, the Jyotisha will be able to predict the course of life. Understand? Not exact incidences, because you have the freedom to decide. Many times people think, oh, exactly what will happen will be put in my horoscope. No. Akashic readings are different and horoscope is different. Swamiji beautifully tells that it will only show which path, if you choose, will be good, which energy is higher, where energy is lower. And it does not tell the exact incidences, but it will give you the free, because you have the freedom to decide, but it will show you based on your energy level what path will be good. Astrology manifested in the inner vision of the ancient sages and rishis of India. These yogis and enlightened beings were able to see beyond the realm of names and forms. They could feel and express the subtle realities that exist behind the cosmic phenomena. As such, They perceive the primal powers of cosmic intelligence in the planets and stars, the macrocosm, and worship the cosmic powers within themselves, the microcosm, as the powers of their being. So, by concentrating intensely on the sun and other planets, they understood the movement of life force in their body. Listen carefully. Our ancient rishis, the enlightened masters of Hindu Sampradaya, they concentrated intensely on sun and each planet, and they understood and studied the movement of life force in their body. And by meditating on the life force, they also came to understand the movement of the sun and planets in the heavens. Through this technique called samyama, they could unravel the secrets of the universe, and they brought down their understanding into a system of Vedic science, which came to be known as Jyotisha, the science of light.
The major course of life, if you will get enlightened or not, can be predicted. Principles can be predicted, but not policies. See, having an idea about your horoscope will give you intelligence and acceptance in your life. Intelligence to take decisions and acceptance to bear the inevitable things. And Swamiji says, according to me, a seeker should have a basic knowledge about his horoscope. And of course, if you're with Swamiji, you can just change that very course itself. The Navagrahas are also known to have an impact on different parts of our bodies as well as their smooth functioning. For instance, Surya provides longevity and good health. Chandra has an impact on the digestive system, fertility, and mental health. Mangala affects muscular strength. Buddha causes respiratory and skin related issues. Guru impacts your metabolism and liver and pancreas. Shukra, the reproductive organs, while Shani is associated with the nerve related issues, and Rahu and Ketu with fears and phobias. So each Navagrahas have a very physical level connection with you. So the basic misrepresentation of grahas, which all human beings have, is some grahas do good things, some don't. Like people are afraid of the Sadesat, the 7.5 years of Shani transition and Rahu effect. Some people believe that Shukra will do good for life. It will bring wealth, etc. Swamiji said, the basis on which the graha functions is to lead human being to experience the ultimate, experience the space of Paramashivoham. If a person is suffering from a pattern long enough, then the graha intervenes and gives life situation where he's forced to break the pattern and move towards Paramashivoham. Swamiji said that Shani, Rahu, Ketu makes one accountable for the smooth flow of the law of the cosmos. Shukra will shower you, but rule you through fear. Buddha will intensify the effect of the graha in which he joins. That is why when we listen to our Guru, none of the effects of the graha will have any impact on us, because he is taking to us to experience that ultimate, experience the space of Paramashivoham in a very sweet way. As long as we're integrated to him, grahas will not have any effect. Swamiji shared that if we are stuck in a pattern for a long time, unable to break it because of the non-listening space, then that time grahas handle us. So now we are going to be watching a very short video. And just before we watch a short video, let's take a short break, and we're going to be watching a short video on Swamiji explaining about these Navagrahas, how these Navagrahas influence us.
Shivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your 3 eyes. It actually represents Hindu cosmology. So, in this, please listen. In this sheet, Navagrahas are installed. In this 2D sheet, Navagrahas are installed with 3 color. Varivadivu, Olivadivu, Kurivadivu. Means, in the form of mantra, in the form of figure, in the form of symbol. Varivadivu, Olivadivu, Kurivadivu. These are Trikalas. In the Trikala means is in the form of Navagrahas in the form of symbol and in the form, actual form, and in the mantra. 3 shapes they are installed, and each one of them are installed in one garbha. Their life is installed in one garbha. So 9 garbhas are on the plate. Then this represents 11 dimension. This 3 layer length, breadth, depth dimension. Inside 9 garbhas are kept representing 9 more dimension. The 11th space cannot be given in matter. It will be given to you as an initiation. So understand? This represents 9 Navagrahas and 11 dimensions. Sadashiva talks about it in Kamikagama, and Shastra Pramana we have, and Apta Pramana also we have. Tirumular, a great saint, he talks about it. Because in this the Trikala means the line form, visual form and mantra form. All 3 are there. It can be considered as deity and you can even do puja to it. In mandala, the visual form will never be there usually. But in the Navagraha mandala, it is written, the visual form has to be there. Because the visual form is there, now it is equivalent to a deity also. Not only a spiritual alchemy product, deity also. But you don't need to, there is no compulsion of maintenance. But if you want, you can worship. It is equivalent to a energy of a deity. It will nullify all the evil effects of grahas on you, and it will keep you very pleasant and complete with grahas. So naturally, they will not behave with you like a sadist. They will inform you, support you, and evolve you. See, I tell you, all the 9 grahas have been given a command by Sadashiva. Making every being experience Sadashivatva is their responsibility. Either by giving you right experience or wrong experience, they educate you to manifest Sadashivatva. Now, they will make it more easy for you. That's all. There will not be root shocks, surprises, collapsing, waste of time, all that. So it will keep you in the space of completion with grahas. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. Suddenly, maybe the reasons known only to him, he decided to teach the whole science of Navagrahas, showing directly the grahas to me. And he just did something like this. I do not know whether he took me to the space of Kailasa or he brought the grahas to Arunachala, where I was sitting with him. I was sitting with him in the temple, in the Arunajaleshwara temple. Whether he brought them here or he took me there, I do not know. But suddenly I saw like a chess coins, all the Navagrahas, alive, living, moving. And I immediately bowed down to them. The moment I realized they are alive, I immediately bowed down to them. Then he started talking about every graha and explaining who holds what energy and who does what responsibility, and the whole science he transmitted into me, the whole knowledge of Jyotisha. As I said, the words he uttered and the quantity and quality of the information transmitted was unimaginable. He also taught me an important sacred secret. If you can bring a powerful cognition in you and do dharana, dhyana, samadhi on that powerful cognition and be humble to the grahas, understand? Humbleness pleases the grahas. Humbleness makes the grahas happy with you. Suddenly, maybe the reasons known only to him, he decided to teach the whole science of Navagrahas, showing directly the grahas to me. And he just did something like this. I do not know whether he took me to the space of Kailasa or he brought the grahas to Arunachala, where I was sitting with him. I was sitting with him in the temple, in the Arunajaleshwara temple. Whether he brought them here or he took me there, I do not know. But suddenly I saw like a chess coins, all the Navagrahas, alive, living, moving. And I immediately bowed down to them. The moment I realized they are alive, I immediately bowed down to them. Then he started talking about every graha and explaining who holds what energy and who does what responsibility, and the whole science he transmitted into me, the whole knowledge of Jyotisha. As I said, the words he uttered and the quantity and quality of the information transmitted was unimaginable. He also taught me an important sacred secret. If you can bring a powerful cognition in you and do dharana, dhyana, samadhi on that powerful cognition and be humble to the grahas, understand? Humbleness pleases the grahas. Humbleness makes the grahas happy with you. Now let me come back to this story. He showed all the grahas and taught me the whole thing. Then after everything was done, he just moved the hand. I don't know whether he brought me back to this planet Earth or he sent the grahas back to their place. Everything was normal. And it was too much, I tell you. I was in awe. Anyhow, the whole knowledge transmission was done. Then I asked him, Swamiji, did you take me there and showed the planets, or did you bring the planets and showed me here? He laughed and said, hey, I brought them here. See, I saw 9 stones on the floor. He was laughing. He was trying to tell me that, hey, through these stones only I taught you. I brought them here. I said, then what was happening there? If the grahas are not there, what would have happened to the world, planet Earth? If somebody looks up, if the sun is not there, what will happen? He laughed and said, I froze the time. Nobody was allowed to look up. Please understand. I am telling as it happened. That's why I told him, please, you reveal, you utter the right words. I wanted the whole thing to be integrated. In integrity, with integrity. Let complete integrity be maintained with Paramashiva. He laughed and said, I froze the time so nobody can look up. Till the whole thing was happening, it was too much. I asked him, can I take these 9 stones
All those things are there.
I wanted to keep them in my puja. He laughed and said, why just these stones? I'll install them. I'll put them in a land which will be later on, can be beautiful temple. He just blinked his eyes. Both of us were sitting in a place where now the banyan tree is planted in Tiruvannamalai Adinam. That is precise spot. That was the spot. He put all the 9 stones and we both were suddenly sitting there. We just disappeared from the temple and appeared here. And he pushed all the 9 stones on the ground and said, this place will radiate the powers of Navagrahas. Later on, you will understand why I did this here. Of course, maybe after decades, many years, we got that property. Now the ashram is there. When I went back, I know that is the property. That is the reason I put Navagraha Vanas there. Nakshatra Vana in that area for all the grahas and nakshatras to be present and bless everyone. Whoever goes and sits and meditates on Arunagiri Yogeshwara there, with the powerful cognition of Paramashivoham, Arunachala will bless. Arunagiri Yogeshwara will bless. Paramashiva will bless and liberate all of them from all the malefic effects of planets. Go and sit in that Navagraha Vana, Nakshatra Vana, and meditate on the powerful cognition. Do samyama on the powerful cognition. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. You are Paramashiva. Chanting Mahavakya. Do samyama. And be humble to Navagrahas. Be humble to Navagrahas. You will be blessed, liberated. No malefic effects will touch you. You will be free from all malefic effects and you will be only blessed and supported and blessings will be showered on you. Once my guru was trying to teach me the Surya Siddhanta, means how the Panchanga can be predicted and penned down. He was trying to show how the sun is center and earth moves around the sun
and moon is around the earth, and the whole structure, including the sun, moon, the whole thing is also moving. He described in an elaborate way, and then he took a chalk piece, just drew some numbers on various parts of my body. The numbers belong to each graha, is directly connected to our internal organs. Each graha influences one of our internal organ heavily. And he drew that numbers on my body, and he drew that same numbers on external, on the floor, explaining how when those grahas change, when those stars move, regular cosmic happenings like Amavasya, Purnima, how those things should be predicted or calculated. That is more like a calculation. It's not even prediction. But its influence on the humanity need to be predicted. Its influence on the individual's lives need to be predicted. My gurus were trying to map this whole science and explain this to me. I think almost the core fundamental structure of Jyotisha and Surya Siddhanta I am trying to explain. Chandaha padautu vedasya hastau kalpoda patyate Jyotishaamayanam chakshur niruktam shrotramuchyate sikshakranam tu vedasya mukam vyakaranam smrutam. This is a very traditional verse. In any Gurukul they will chant this and make you repeat. It's a description. 6 angas of the Vedas in Veda Purusha's body. Jyotisham ayanam chakshu, meaning Jyotish Sastra is considered as eyes of the Veda Purusha. From this we understand that the Vedic astrology is as old as Vedas, or in other words, does not have beginning, anadi. This Shastra is also called Parashakti. Hora is an abbreviation of Ahoratram, meaning day and night. It means it is the systematic study of time and its components and parameters and its influence on physical, chemical, biological existence of what we know as life. Listen. One very funny incident happened when he was teaching me. I was so intensely immersed in his teachings. He was showing me, hey, this is Surya. This influences your brain thinking system. This is Rahu. He influences your liver. The actions liver performs physically, its influence on your thinking system, everything. If you map it to the description of Rahu, it will absolutely match. Guru, Brihaspati, is the decision-making mechanism which influences your will persistence, Anya Chakra. Pituitary glands and its impact on your existence is directly Guru. He was explaining step by step how each of these grahas and their numbers and how they influence your lifestyle, patterns, everything. I'll repeat exact one line. He was touching that Rahu description of how he was describing Rahu and touched my body. Infused that Rahu energy in my liver. I could see immediately so much happening inside me. I just vomited, literally, physically. Felt so fresh, alive, relieved. Of course, after cleaning all that place, everything, my guru has explained. Ira Nirpatta Ayul Neelandambi. In Tamil, he said, if the liver is straightened out, life will increase. It is directly Rahu. Rahu is responsible for your longevity. Rahu can influence and put you in addictions and kill you, or he can keep you addiction free, or addicted to right habits and food and keep you happy, healthy for any long. This whole thing is related to your liver. If the liver decides to addict you for certain food, nothing can be done. Just by remembering that food, you will be forced, your whole system will be pushed to eat it. After eating, you will repent, but you will not stop eating. He said, integrity of the liver to the purpose of your existence makes you long, happy, healthily living. Because liver sends the signals about hunger and what kind of food you like, the taste, everything. The memories of the food and it stays flashing in your system, and you being influenced to eat that same kind of food, timing, rhythm, everything is liver. Whether it's alcohol addiction, which is the worst. The best addiction is addicted to fasting. Let me explain my Guru Raghupati Yogi's words. Ira Nirpada means if the liver is integrated, it creates right desires
it's there.
which
Publicly
keeps
the
you
everyone
healthy,
sees that I-
which continuously detoxes you, which creates taste for healthy things. I tell you,
that has this
my addiction to fasting
then where are you going to stand?
has brought
And you don't.
not just health,
So even if it's there behind,
24/7 active, alive, intense
a little bad, but
living
we can cut that out.
with multi-dimensional work.
I don't have. I have things that they used to do for like autobiography of an avatar and those kinds of things. Yesterday, what Jnanakrama used? That was something new that she made. She was this thing. You can use if you want to use Jnanakrama Swami. It's okay. I'm using the outflow of that. Okay, ma, let's just start this. One more enough. No, this one is over. No. But Mithadala ready done, no? Consing sites and Paramashivoham, I have to find. So, but you tell me, you know that. Tell me where it is. OBS, it was here only. Ma, could you put promos, ma? Yeah. Just OBS. Just can you?
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to KAILASA. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. I am your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon. I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all. time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are.